Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. This full body yoga flow is to help release tension and stiffness in the body following a strenuous workout. Inspired by soreness from my own hard workout, I created a flow to stretch all areas of the body, including the feet and ankles. So bring those sore muscles to the mat and let's get started. All right, we're going to start in hero pose. We're going to untuck the toes so the tops of the feet are on the mat. You're welcome to have a pillow or a blanket under your feet and make adjustments so it feels comfortable to you. And just sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders. Let your arms just hang next to you. And then maybe open up those palms out to the side and relax your shoulders. Pull those ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes and just breathe in and out through the nose. Checking in with the body, feeling that stretch through the ankles. One more breath. And then go ahead and bring the palms together to heart space. Draw your chin to your chest. Round slightly through your back. Pressing the palms, opening the fingers. Inhale, press the arms to the sky together. Look up at your hands. And then exhale, both hands out to the side. Place your right hand on the floor, left arm up and over. Relax your right shoulder by bending that right elbow, reaching it over to the side. Take a deep breath in, reach the arm a little further. And then as you exhale, windmill to the other side. Reach your right arm up. Left hand on the floor. Another breath in. And as you exhale, come back to center. Now from here, we're going to come all the way up off of the heels. And we're going to tuck the toes under. So just really get those toes to tuck under. Spread them out. And then sit your hips back onto your heels. So you're now really stretching all the way into the toes. And just sit up nice and tall again, breathing into it. We're stretching not only the knees, but the ankles, the toes, maybe a little rock side to side, moving those heels. And then take a deep breath in, reach the arms up, and then exhale to the right side. If it's hard to get to the floor, it feels really far, use a block. Reach your left arm overhead. And then slowly transition to the other side. Reaching it up and over. Feel the stretch on the side of the body. And then we're coming all the way back to center. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Lift yourself off of your heels. And then bring both arms across the front. Crisscross right arm on top of the left elbow. And then eagle arms. Draw the arms up and down. If the shoulders feel really tight, and this is hard to get to, feel free to place your hands on your shoulders, stacking those elbows. And just draw those arms up and down. And then slowly unwind, reach the arms out to the side, and then crisscross the opposite arm, left arm on top. Draw the arms up and down, or place the hands on the shoulders. Either one is fine. Loosening up through those shoulders. And then slowly unwind those arms, reach them out to the side. And then bring the palms together to heart space. And then take your right foot out to the side, working towards gate pose. And then extend the arms out to the side, to the right and left. Place your right hand on your right thigh, left arm palm up. And reach that left arm up and over your head as you reach sideways, sliding that hand down the thigh. And just breathe, keep that chest open, reach that top arm over the head, slide your left shoulder back. Feel that stretch up that whole left side of the body. Now you're going to windmill your left hand towards the floor or a block on your left side, or grab that block if you need it, and reach the right arm up. Make sure that right leg is straight. Option to reach it over your ear to the left side. Just feel that stretch down the whole right side of the body. Find your breath. One more breath. And then we're going to come all the way back up, nice and tall. Bring the palms to heart space. Bring your right knee back in. And then extend the left leg out to the side. Bring the arms out to the side. So that left foot is flat on the floor, facing forward. Left hand on your thigh. Right arm up, and then side bend, leaning into it. Just really reach. Notice the stretch on the right side of the body. And find your breath. One side might be easier than the other. Just working out any tension, stiffness in the body. One side, again, if we're more dominant on one side, then it can be tighter. And then windmill that right hand all the way to the floor, left arm up or to the block. Reaching it up, and then start to extend your left arm over your ear. Way over your head, pushing into your left foot on the floor. Feel that reach from the fingers to the toes. Stretching it all out. One more breath, and then slide that shoulder back. Open things up. Open up that heart. And then windmill it back all the way up. Bringing the palms together. Bring your left knee in, tucking those toes. Extend the arms out to the side. Take your right hand to the right heel, left arm up, opening it up. Feel the stretch to the front of the body, pushing the hips forward, not overarching the back. And then on your next breath, release and transition left hand to left heel or a block. You can have the block between your feet or out to the side, reaching that right arm up, opening up that right side of the body. One more breath. And then slowly release. Palms to heart space. And then release the hands to floor. Now you can cross your legs or bring them to the side and come down and have a seat on your mat. And you might want to stay longwise because we're going to open up the legs for a straddle stretch. And just give them a shake. Sit up nice and tall. And then we'll bring the hands behind the back, lengthen through the spine, using the hands as a support, and then start to hinge forward. So you're rotating through the hips, we're not slouching through the back, staying nice and tall. So checking in with the hamstrings, the inner thighs, especially if you've had a workout and you're stiff and sore, you've done a lot of leg work, hiking, running, whatever exercise you've done. Just stretching it out. Keep leaning into it, letting those hips rotate forward. And shake out those legs if you feel any tension. And then when you're ready, you can bring your hands forward. And again, you can use a block here for your hands, your elbows. Maybe you bring your elbows or your forearms to the floor. Maybe you can just rest your chin on your fists. And just find your breath. Remember to wiggle those toes. Toes are going up to the sky. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to bring the hands to the floor. Sit up tall, nice and tall. Reach the right hand to the right shin. Open up that left shoulder. So slide it open. And then start to side bend towards your right leg. Maybe you can reach your toe, maybe not, it doesn't matter. And then reach your left arm overhead. So reach, reach, reach. Reaching to that right side. Option to reach that arm overhead again. So we're also warming up the core here. So keeping that heart open, reaching it. Find your breath. One more breath here. And then you're going to windmill it all the way up. Relax the shoulders, sit up tall, pull that chin into alignment. And then you're going to slide your other hand down the thigh. So we're switching sides, going to the left. Maybe reach for the toe, reach the arm up. And then start to side bend, reaching over. Try to keep that heart open Again, one side's always a little tougher than the other. This one's a little more challenging for me is on this side. Feeling that stretch up the right side of the body. One more breath. And then we windmill that arm all the way back up and over, sit up tall. Let everything rebound and stretch. Give those legs a shake. Now you're going to take your left arm and reach it across towards the right thigh. And then start to lower your body towards your right thigh, your whole upper body. Level out those shoulders. Use those hands for support. They can be on the floor. You can hold on to the knee, the shin. Maybe you can reach your toes. You're going to feel a nice stretch when you reach your left arm towards your foot, or even to the outside edge of your leg if you want a little more, or the outside of your foot. Get a little stretch in the shoulder and the low back on the left side. Find your breath. Let your head start to drift towards the earth. Get another little extension, stretch here. One more breath. And then we'll walk the hands in and up. Just bringing blood flow, nutrients to the area, getting that fascia to move and hydrate. We're just sending the right arm to the left this time. Switching sides. Reaching again, shin, knee, foot, whatever works for you. Maybe your hand can go to the other side. And just notice the difference. Maybe it's more through the shoulder, or maybe it's more in the low back. Deep breaths in. Never force the stretch because you don't want to overstretch or pull anything, especially if you're really tight or you're sore. One more breath. And then we slowly walk it back up, nice and tall. And then bring your left foot in. Just bend the knee, pull it in towards the heel, the bottom of the foot towards the right leg. Twist towards the right. And then again, just reaching into it. Reach your left arm across the thigh. Find your breath. Melt a little deeper towards that leg. One more breath. And then slowly walking it up, nice and tall. Extend your left leg out. Pull your right foot in. Rotate your shoulders towards your left leg and lean into it. Stretching it out. And just notice again the difference. One side might be easier than the other. Reach that right arm across the left leg, wherever it will reach. Find your breath. And then we're going to move on, coming up nice and tall. Bring your right foot out slightly so you can bring the bottom of your left foot together, both feet together for butterfly. Holding on to the ankles and just flap those knees up and down. So just starting to get those small movements in, lengthening the tissue, lift up nice and tall, and draw circles with the whole body. Now that the body is easing into these different postures, we'll be able to move a little better. One more circle, and then change direction. Go the other way. One more circle. Sitting up nice and tall. And then pull those knees in, give them a squeeze, sit up tall, lengthening. And then reach both hands behind you, feet flat on the floor. And then drop both knees to the left and then the right, alternating sides. Nice little twist. Next time the knees drop to the left, just hold them there. And then rotate your shoulders forward. So your left shoulder comes forward, right shoulder goes back so they're level. Deep breath. And then on your exhale, lift those knees, drop them to the other side. Open up that heart. And then we're going to come back to center. Now you can cross your legs or bring them behind. We're coming to tabletop on your hands and knees. And then lift your head, lift your tailbone, nice little arch. Take an inhale and then exhale, round through the back, push through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And exhale, extend. And then find your neutral spine. Extend your right arm forward, left leg back, but the toe goes into the mat, so a little extra stretch. Rock that leg side to side, and then lift the right leg off the floor. Pull your right shoulder away from the ears, really extend, warming up that core. Take your right arm, reach it back, bend your left knee, hold on to the left foot, and then start to kick your foot into your hand, looking forward, opening up that chest. One more breath here. And then you'll release, extended tabletop, look down at the floor, reach the hand and the toe, point the toe, and then hands and knees to the floor, maintaining your core. Extend your left arm, right toe to the back of the mat, tuck it under, little wobbles, rock it side to side, and then lift that leg. Really extending through the base of the core. Reach your left arm back. Bend your right knee. Hold on to that right foot. Start to kick your foot into the hand, opening up that chest. Looking forward. One more breath. And then you extend it. Extend the tabletop, point your toe, hands and knees to the floor, and then walk your hands forward, tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog. Lift the hips, pedal out your feet, walk your dog, really roll all the way through the balls of the feet. Stretch them out, stretch the calf, stretch the bottoms of the feet. It's really good to stretch the bottoms of the feet all the way into the toes and the calves. It helps with hammer toe, arthritic toes. We want to keep them moving. And then bend the knees, melt into your downward facing dog, and really pull the shoulders away from the ears. Open up that chest. Rise up into the toes, back in towards the heels. Good. And then bend the knees and start to walk your toes forward. Come up to the tippy toe or fingertips when you need to, and then bring those feet flat on the floor. And then bring the feet all the way together. So the big toes are touching. Squeeze your thighs. Bend your knees. Let your belly just rest on your thighs. Wrap your hands underneath your thighs. Just a nice little extra stretch in that back and the shoulders. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and really lengthen through your neck. And then on your next exhale, release the hands to the floor. And then rise up to Utkatasana, chair pose. And then bring the palms together. So we're going to build a little heat in those legs. And then take the right foot back to crescent lunge. Finding your balance. Opening it up, arms apart. Open up that heart. And then melt into warrior one. Pivot that back heel onto the floor. Maybe bring the palms together, sending that left knee forward. And then windmill the hands all the way back to the floor. Go ahead and step back to plank. And you have a choice. You can go straight to down dog or your knees and do chaturanga. Lowering your elbows into the rib cage. Melt the belly to the floor. Little cobra or up dog, lengthening, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Melt those hips back. And then rise up on the toes, start to walk the feet forward again. Maybe rising up onto those fingertips. Bend the knees, let the belly come to the thighs. Make sure those toes are all the way together. Squeeze your thighs. Inhale to chair, Utkatasana. And then bring the palms together. Step back with the left foot to crescent. Lengthening and lifting. Opening up that left hip. Opening, opening. You got this. Pivot into warrior one. So peel that, bring that back heel to the floor. Maybe bring the palms together. Just go where your body lets you. Deep breath in. And then we bring both hands all the way back to the floor. And step back to plank. Separate your knees, feet together. Child's pose. Really stretch it out. Reach those arms out as far as you can, then go to fingertips like tents. Stretch to the armpits. Forehead to the mat. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your palms back down. Pull yourself forward, tucking your toes back to downward facing dog. And you're going to walk your feet forward. See if you can get your heels a little closer to the floor as you walk to a forward fold. Toes close together, bend the knees. And then slowly lift to chair. Utkatasana. Palms at heart space. We're building heat in the body, getting rid of tension. Right foot back. Find your crescent lunge. Opening things up. Breathing into it. Pivot into warrior one. Draw the hands a little closer. The back heel goes to the floor. Feeling that stretch all the way through the ankle. Now you're going to rotate to warrior two. Extend it a little further, open up. So your shoulders, hips to the side of the mat. Bend into that left knee. Look over your left fingertips and really slide those arms back. Take a deep breath in. And then bring your forearm, left forearm to the thigh, right arm to the sky. You can stay here or you can extend it overhead. Feel that stretch from the toes to the fingers. Open up that heart. Extend your right arm back up to the sky. Start to straighten out your front leg. Open up a little more, finding your triangle. Feel your hips shifting to the back. Feel that stretch in the inner thigh. One more breath. And then you're going to bend the front knee. Bring both hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Nice and strong here. And then lower down, chaturanga. Elbows in. Untuck the toes, pressing up to either cobra or a full up dog. Maybe pushing into the tops of the feet, opening up that heart, and then downward facing dog. Melt into it, deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Relax those shoulders and then rise up on the toes, back into the heels, and then bend your knees, walk your feet towards the front. Coming back to forward fold, feet and thighs together. Bend your knees. Inhale to Utkatasana, chair pose. And then bring those palms together. And then left leg back, crescent lunge. Lengthening and lifting. Notice your left hip flexor. Working your way to warrior one. Pivot into the back foot. Heel goes on the floor. Bend into that front knee. Palms maybe together. And you might feel different areas like, oh, that's tough because you're sore. We just want to move through it gently. Open to warrior two. Extend the arms to the front and back. Open up that right knee. Make sure you can see your big toe and look over those right fingertips. Pushing into that right knee. Now your right forearm is going to the right thigh. Left arm is coming up, opening it up. Option to reach that palm down and over the head, reaching to the front. Feel that stretch from the fingers to the toes, pushing into the outside edge of your left foot on the back side of your mat. Now bring your left arm up to the sky. So just straighten out that front leg. Just a different way to get into triangle, really stretching out that front leg, opening it up. And then bend your front knee. Bring both hands all the way back to the floor. Step back to plank. Bend the knees. Sit your hips back over the heels. Take the knees wide. Find your child's pose. Melting your hips towards your heels. From here, walk your hands forward so your elbows can go on the floor. Draw your knees in and hips back for puppy pose or variation, stretching through those shoulders. And then slowly lift the head, extend the arms, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. And just press the heels into the floor. Take your right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, and let's bring that knee forward, finding your pigeon. Feel free to do reclining pigeon, laying on your back. You're going to hold onto your right knee and your left ankle, and just give it a rock side to side. Your left knee and left top of your foot is on the floor. Just give your body time to adapt. This is where another place you can use a block. Sit on a block on that right hip if it's high off the floor, and then melt it forward. Release your hands from your knee, walking your belly and your head towards the floor. Now you can have your hands stacked and your forehead on your hands, or you can reach your arms forward for more of a stretch. And now just breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now hopefully the body's a little warmer. You can melt into your stretch a little bit. One more breath. And then we'll start to walk our hands back towards the shin and press into your top left foot, really lengthening through that hip flexor. And then tuck your back toe under, and we're going to start to slide that right knee back. Tuck your toes, find your plank. Rock forward onto the hands, and then just slide yourself back up to downward facing dog. Pedal at your feet if you need to. Walk your dog. And then you'll take your left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and bring it forward. Slide into it. And again, holding onto the thigh, the ankle, just rock yourself side to side. Sit on a block if you need to. So your right leg is straight out behind you. The top of your right foot is on the floor, the top of the knee and the thigh. And then just start to melt yourself forward. Your left hip is either on the floor or block. And then walk yourself forward. So it's a great stretch for the hamstring and the glute. But we want to make sure we're warm before we dive into these deeper stretches. Option to rest your head on your hands or reach it to arms forward, head on the mat. And now breathe. After the next breath, we'll start to walk those hands forward. Stay there all day, right? It feels so good. Lengthening, opening up that heart. Feel the stretch through the right hip. Now from here, if you're sitting on a block, you're going to slide the block out and you're going to sit on your left hip. But I want you to pull your right foot forward. So sitting down and then cross your right thigh, right leg over the left. Take your left arm and give it a squeeze. Right arm behind you as a kickstand, really lengthen. So try not to slouch in that low back. Lift and lengthen and then twist as you hug the knee. So you're going to feel a nice stretch in that right glute. One more breath, look over your right shoulder. And then slowly unwind, that's counter stretch. So take your right elbow inside your right knee, lift and lengthen and twist the other way. And again, no slouching, we don't want to be down here, lift through that spine. And then we're going to release back to center. Take your time unwinding the legs, extending both legs forward. So from here, you're now going to take the right foot and you're going to tuck it under your left leg, so hug it in. And then you're going to take your left foot over the top of the thigh, bring the left foot to the floor. Reach your right arm around that left thigh, left arm behind you. And again, be mindful of that low back. Really lengthen. Use the arm behind you as a kickstand. And then twist, hugging that knee into the chest. Feel that stretch in that glute, that hip. Look behind you. Find your breath. You might notice one side stiffer than the other. Now we're going to slowly unwind. Let's counter stretch. So bring your elbow on the inside of the knee and reach back with the right. Twist back to the right side again. One more breath. And then we will release, come back to center. Unwind those legs, extending them out. Go and bring both hands behind you on the floor. Spread out those fingertips. Press the palms into the floor. Point those toes. Open up that chest. Full body stretch. Reverse plank. Lifting those hips. Opening that heart. And then lowering those hips back to the floor. Go and bend your knees. Place your feet flat. Walk them in a little closer to the body. And again, option to stay with your hips on the floor, opening that heart. Feel that stretch through the fingers all the way up to the chest. Or you can lift your hips, coming to a reverse table. Great stretch for opening up the shoulders, the chest. Make sure your head is elongated through the neck. You're looking up at the ceiling. Knees are in alignment. Don't let them fall open. And then lower those hips all the way to the floor, but going forward towards your heels. So you can pull your heels to towards the front. Hold on to the back of the thighs and start to lean back. Find your length. Find your boat pose. You can hold on or not, or you can float your boat. You can release. You can extend those legs. And then open up those arms, find those cactus arms. One more breath, and then we're going to hug the knees, see if we can float them above the floor. Round through the back, nice stretch. And then you're slowly going to lower back to the floor, all the way down, and walk your feet in. Close to the body, reaching for your ankles or your heels. We want to continue opening up and stretching the body, any areas that are stiff. So we're going to bring the arms to cactus arms. So the backs of the hands come to the floor, elbows about shoulder level. And you can look to either side to make sure you can see your elbows. And then your head comes back to neutral. Your back is pushing into the spine. And then take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. Flex your foot and then just push your knee mentally open. Feel that stretch. Now, keeping the arms where they are, we're going to press through the left foot and lift the hips off the floor. And breathe. Just feel that nice stretch and then slowly lower the hips. Now you're going to take both hands. You're going to reach them. The right hand between the triangle of the legs, left hand to the outside, pull your left leg off the floor and hold on to the thigh, pull the knees towards the chest, keep that right ankle flexed and relax your shoulders. Let both legs slightly draw to the left. You can even use your right elbow to push into that right thigh. Now rotate your right ankle. As you're stretching, this is great for sciatic, great for that glute, hip, low back. Change direction of your ankle rotation. And then slowly release that foot all the way back onto the floor. And then go ahead and take your right foot, place it back on the floor. Now let's go back to our cactus arms, realign everything. Might feel a little easier to get the arms this way the second time. Push your back into the mat, extend your left ankle over the right thigh, and just mentally think about pushing that knee open, flexing through the ankle. Now you're going to press into the foot, lift the hips, come to your single leg bridge. And slowly lower your hips all the way back down. Now from here, you're going to lift your right foot off the floor, reach your hands, left hand through the center triangle of the legs, right hand to the outside edge of your right thigh. Hold on to the right thigh with both hands and gently pull it towards your chest. And then take both legs slightly to your right, and then start to rotate your left ankle. Let your right ankle just hang out down by your glute. Just let that leg relax because we're really stretching through that left glute, just like we did the right. And then change direction of your ankle rotation. You can use your left elbow to push that left knee open. Good for tight hips, the stretch, sciatic. And then come back to center. Go ahead and release the right thigh, bring it back to the floor. And uncross the left, place both feet on the floor. Reach your hands towards your heels. And then press into the feet, lifting to a bridge. Option to interlace your fingers and walk your shoulders under, opening up that chest. Head is relaxed on the floor. Knees in alignment. Don't let them fall open. Take a deep breath in. Feel the length through the neck. Option to turn your head to one side. Always try to keep your head on the floor when it rolls, even to the other side. Head back to neutral. And then we're going to release the fingertips, walk the shoulders out from under, and then lower your hips to the floor. Hug your right knee into the chest, hold behind the knee onto the thigh. Extend your left leg straight to the front of the mat, flex the foot, flex your right foot and extend it up to the sky, rotating the ankle. Option to walk your hands higher up onto the shin or the calf area, the lower leg. You can even hold on to the toe or your foot. You can always use a strap. And then we're going to bend the knee, give it a squeeze into the chest, maybe slide it open to the right side a bit, keeping both hips down, back to center, and then switch legs. Hug your left knee in as you extend your right foot to the front of the mat. Bring both hands behind the thigh as it extends up. Rotate that ankle, relax your shoulders. Option to walk your hands higher up on that leg. You can even reach for the toe. Take a deep breath in and then let it out. Hug that knee into the chest, pull it slightly out to the left side. And then we're going to hug both knees into the chest. Hold on to the wrist, forearms, or elbows. Give them a squeeze. Bring your nose to your knee. Inhale. And then exhale your head to the floor. Go ahead and bring your arms to cactus arms, both feet back to the floor. Walk the feet and knees in together. And then go and drop both knees stacked to your right. You can look to your left. Take a deep breath in, let it out. And then we'll bring the head to neutral. Bring both knees all the way back up. And we will center the body and then drop them to the left. And look to the right. And just notice the difference. Both shoulders stay relaxed. One side might be more challenging than the other. We're going to bring our head to neutral. The knees come back up. And then you're going to extend both legs straight out. Reach the arms overhead. Flex the feet. Maybe hook the thumbs. And then maybe do a little side to side with the upper body as you flex the heels. One further than the other as you side bend. Like push that right leg as you reach slightly to the left to stretch that whole right side of the body. And then switch sides. And then back to center. Go ahead and bring the arms next to the body. Close your eyes, let your arms turn palms up, walk the shoulders away from the ears and apart. Let your legs fall open for your Shavasana. Take a couple breaths in and out, slowly through the nose. Feel the energy running through the body. Hopefully some of the tension is gone. The stiffness, if you were sore. Make sure you drink some extra water. We flushed everything, got it moving, got that tissue hydrated. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale through the mouth. And you can roll to either side, give your knees a squeeze. And then when you're ready, pressing up to a seated posture. Nice and tall. Close your eyes when you come up and just notice how you feel. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then reach your arms overhead. Bring the palms together to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.